Broadcasting from the great state of Texas, news and views with a Lone Star perspective. You can sound off during the show by sending Chad a text at 806-680-2790. That's 806-680-2790. Or call in at 1-800-687-0790. Now, here's Chad Hasty.
Wait a minute. Chad Hasty's out. It's Steve Evans.
A Monday warrior, mean strike. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride.
It's hump day in West Texas. They still call it that? Remember the camel hump day? I'll get a cease and desist now from that company. Don't use our slogan. Welcome to the Chad Hasty Show, West Texas. Steve Evans hanging out with you on a Wednesday hump day afternoon. I always thought the camel was hilarious. What day is it? Woohoo! Oh my goodness, we're halfway through the week. We're going to have some more pancake tickets for you today. I'll have to check with, it was Geico, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was the Geico camel. It didn't do as good as the gecko, but the camel was out there for a little while. Was it Steve? Steve, what day is it? I don't want to say. Is it hump day? Woohoo! I wonder what happened if I played that. I'll probably get in trouble. Don't be playing our commercial. We don't advertise with you. Oh, Pancake Day on Saturday in Lubbock, the Lions Club Pancake Breakfast. We'll have some tickets coming up. I'll check with Nick, see how many we have left. We'll have some. We'll give out some today, maybe a few tomorrow if we have any left. If you'd like to go to the Pancake Festival, always a good time of year. If you want to go, you go at 7 o'clock. I don't know who gets up this early, but apparently I am. You get up at 7 o'clock on Saturday, head on out there, and with luck, I'll be flipping pancakes. So I think that's when I'm supposed to be there. But I'll be out there flipping pancakes. I'll be hanging out. I think Commissioner Dalby will be out there with us too, flipping pancakes for the Lions Club. We got 10 tickets left. I gave a 4-pack away. I was like, wait a minute. I had more than that yesterday. We gave some away. We'll give some away here in just a little bit. It's real easy. Whenever we get ready, we just take caller one. That's what we do whenever we get ready. So hold on. I'll give you the number here in a little bit. Maybe at the next, after the next break, we'll give away a few tickets to that. Oh my goodness. Just an absolute chaos this morning. El Paso closed their airspace. I mean, people were panicking. And I mean, if you're a traveler, you get it, It's like, oh my goodness, flights are canceled. The airport's closed. It didn't last very long. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. But I mean, it was mass hysteria. There was social media. It was flying around. The airport was going to be closed for 10 days. Shut down everything. All the people, oh my goodness, how am I supposed to get out of here? I was going somewhere. I've got tickets. It's closed. And then it was all about nothing. So I have 2 articles pulled from that. So one's kind of the airport perspective. So a TFR, temporary flight restriction, is now lifted. The FAA announced it would be halting all flights to and from El Paso and the neighboring Santa Teresa, there's a little county. They call it a county international airport. That's how it's labeled. County International Airport. This means they have a customs agent there, customs immigration agent there. For the next 10 days, a restriction prohibited all aircraft operations, including commercial, cargo, and general aviation flights from 11:30 last night. Let's see. Originally, it was going to be, and they put the TFR up. The FAA it's almost like an automated system. They throw a notice up, they lock it down for 10 days. It's kind of a standard deal, and then they'll go back in and they withdraw the TFR. It's what happens, but everybody panicked. So it was supposed to be a 10-day, for special security reasons, a rare move at a U.S. major airport. Donna Ana County International Jetport in Santa Teresa, New Mexico, was never closed by the FAA, by an FAA order that closed the airspace overnight at the El Paso airport, said the jetport manager, right out of the horse's mouth. The closed airspace map posted by the FAA showed the closed airspace in Santa Teresa 7 miles west of the airport. And I'll flip over to, I have a little handy dandy pilot product that shows you all the TFAs and the notices and all that, TFRs. I'm going to pop over to that in a minute. We'll look at that in just a second. We're not closed. The plane just took off out of the jetport shortly before 10 a.m. General Aviation Airport near El Paso's west edge next to the U.S.-Mexico border. We have a lot of daily flights. A lot of activity could be out here. U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said in ex-post that the FAA and Department of War acted swiftly to address a cartel drone incursion. And the cartels are getting smart. I'll tell you what it really was here in just a minute when we go to the next article. The threat's been neutralized. There's no danger to commercial travel in the region. So Secretary Duffy's ex-post, pretty much same thing. That was his ex-post. Restrictions have lifted. Normal flights are resuming. FAA's, because everybody's on X, because that's where you get all your news now. Temporary closure of the airspace over El Paso was lifted. No threat to commercial aviation. All flights will resume. I thought people were like, well, now that there's a problem, now I don't want to fly. What if there's a cartel drone with missile launchers on it? I don't know. What if there's that? I don't want to fly now. Probably people canceled some flights. I think there was a few canceled flights from it. Senator Cruz said he's looking into the incident, hoping to release more information as it becomes available. More is available. I'll give it to you in a second. My team's been working with the FAA, Department of War, and others to gather more information. Hopeful more details could be, okay, he said a whole lot of nothing. Joaquin Castro, because you love it when Joaquin Castro pipes up out of San Antonio, and his district goes all the way over there. It comes all the way over. It's massive territory there. Said that the president should immediately give Congress and the American people a rational explanation for an extreme and unprecedented move, and that the rash decision will erode trust in public safety. So, Mr. President, don't worry about reacting to a possible threat quickly. No. We need to go make sure that we let everybody know what's going on first before we do it. And it just, what is wrong with people? Oh, my goodness. Joaquin Castro on X as well. They've abruptly lifted this unprecedented 10-day closure of the airspace. Previously, no advance notice was given. No justifiable explanation has been provided. This rash decision is going to erode the public trust. Shut up. Representative Gabe Vasquez pressing for answers. This was so funny about this. This didn't last very long, but everybody is up in arms about it. Oh my gosh, how dare we do anything down on the border that safeguards anything? How dare we allow? It's one of the things is what do you want the Department of War to go put out their plans, to go tell everybody what they're going to do? They're not necessarily clandestine, but you do keep your military actions quiet till you actually execute them. Let's see. Who else weighed in? Escobar's office said that the airspace restrictions remain in place, but they're not hurting anybody. The DPS, Texas Department of Tennessee, just went crazy. DPS officials debunked online rumors that major highways in El Paso are being closed to traffic. They were not. It's a warning about a fake memo circulating online. It's so much fun. People just lose their minds over it. Through the media outlets announcing temporary 10-day road closures. That was just the airspace in El Paso. It's a fake memo. DPS is not closing highways. No major highway. They weren't closed. Unclear where it came from. City officials have not been told. Oh my goodness, they didn't tell us what they were doing either. In the news conference at the city, the deputy city manager was complaining that the city has not received information on the Mexican cartels that reportedly breached the U.S. airspace. Let's see. Mexican drones have just been reported. We've been notified that it's just a rumor. Drop off and pickup lanes will reopen pretty quick at the airport. El Paso mayor said this has not occurred since 9/11. Oh my goodness. We haven't had airspace closed. How dare we? Said medical evacuation flights were forced to reroute to Las Cruces. Surgical equipment intended for medical operations was also not able to reach El Paso. Do they fly that much critical medical surgical equipment in and out of El Paso? Does that happen? That just like this temporary flight restriction happened to interrupt this major medical operation all of a sudden? That seems kind of, I don't know, what are the odds of that? That's interesting. Unnecessary decision has caused chaos and confusion in the community. Oh my goodness, people. It's like the biggest thing that's happened to them in a while. Donald Trump appeared active on Truth Social Wednesday morning. He didn't mention it. How dare he? Delays linger at the airport as flights resume. So back up 8:15 Mountain Time. They were waiting and flights started to resume not long after that. Okay. Let's see. Mexican cartel drones breached the airspace. Military took action to disable them. I have another article here in a minute. It's going to make you laugh. The threat's been neutralized. No longer danger. More and more people. I mean, this is like this has gotten more press than the kidnapping. You know, Nancy's like, wait a minute, where's all my coverage? I have a little bit on that coming up here in a little bit too. FAA temporary closure has been lifted, and I'm looking for, this was at 7:45 a.m., and I don't know which a.m. it is what time zone this was. This is a snapshot. Could be Eastern, could be Mountain, could be whatever, but that's just within a couple hours, right? At 7:54 a.m., the temporary closure of the airspace over El Paso has been lifted. No threat to commercial aviation flights are resumed. Go, get after it. I seriously doubt it interrupted very much. And so we had sensitive medical surgical equipment coming in between 11:30 last night and whatever time this morning that had to be rerouted. Really? Okay, I believe you if you say so. It just seems kind of unusual. Anyway, this is like this whole, and this is the El Paso Times. I mean, they just really pulled out the stops. There's quote after quote after quote. Lack of explanation, fueling fear. What if there's really is something that happened? What if there's a real invasion or something? These people they're toast, man. This is a big military operation out there too. Large army presence, and everybody's losing their minds. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a break. 806-680-2790. I have another story on this, which might make you laugh. Made me laugh. We'll see. Back in a moment.
The Chad Hasty Show can be heard all over West Texas. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Tune into News Talk 95.1 and 790 KFYO in Lubbock. News Talk 940 in Amarillo. News Talk 94.7 and 1470 KYYW in Abilene. And in Wichita Falls on News Talk 96.3 and 1290. The Chad Hasty Show. Make it a part of your drive home. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m.
When I'm driving, I look twice for motorcycles.
I look twice because motorcycles are easy to miss.
I look twice just in case a motorcycle's in my blind spot.
I look twice at intersections and before I turn left.
I look twice because I want to know for sure.
I look twice for motorcycles because I don't want to hurt anyone.
Look twice for motorcycles. There's a life riding on it. A message from Texas Department of Transportation.
From true crime to exploring cyberspace, Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie, 7 nights a week from midnight to 5 on News Talk 95.1 and 790 KFYO.
Welcome back to the Chad Hasty Show. Steve Evans hanging out with you this evening, all evening long, or till 7, whichever comes first. 806-680-2790. Number to reach the show. I'll get to your text here in just a second. Let's do this. Let's throw out a 4-pack. Yes, that is 4 tickets. 4 friends, not 5. A 4-pack of tickets to the Lions Club Pancake Festival. That is Saturday from 7 to 7. They're good for 12 hours. You can only go in once, though. And you can eat until you're sick. I mean, if you leave there hungry, it is your fault. A 4-pack of tickets, 1-800-687-0790 is the number to call. 1-800-687-0790. We'll take I'll just take the first caller. Whoever calls in first gets that 4-pack of tickets to the pancakes, and we'll have I'll give away a couple more in the next hour, and we'll have a few to give away tomorrow on the Thursday edition of the Chad Hasty Show. Okay, a couple texts to get to. We got Robert weighs in. He weighed in early just to say hi. It was the first one. He's pretty good about it if he's listening. And he says the pancakes bring the peanut butter and honey. I don't think the Lions Club provides peanut butter and honey. So if you want that, you will probably have to bring that yourself, I suspect. 556 says, could someone please let Representative Castro know that the Biden administration is no longer in power? The Trump administration doesn't publish its military response to a threat before they put that plan into action. Thank you very much. 441 says medical supply delay could have been donated organs. They have a very short lifespan. Pardon the pun. Well, yes, however, the mayor said medical evacuation flights were forced to reroute to, if they're having to evacuate someone from El Paso, then did they have to get an ambulance and move someone to Las Cruces? I don't know. And then it said surgical equipment intended for medical operations coming in. I would think, 441, if it was organs, he would have made a much bigger deal. Oh my God, we almost lost an El Pasian. Is that what they call themselves, El Pasian? We almost lost an El Pasian because an organ couldn't get in. I believe he would have made a much bigger deal about that. Absolutely. Okay. So as we progress in our what happened here story, if we go out and look at handy-dandy FAA alerts, and I look at the temporary flight restrictions that are out there, if you go the one about, it looks like a triangle, almost a triangle with the top cut off of it from the border going north, and it's 7-8 miles west of the Donna Ana County International Jetport, Santa Teresa Jetport that we're talking about. It is west of that, and it goes from the surface up to 18,000 feet. That's it. Commercial airliners are still flying over the top of it. It's just that little area. Now, they're not going to tell us why. There's nothing that says, it says don't fly in it. Don't bust TFR. You will get in trouble if you do that. So if you decide that you're going to hop in your little single engine and cruise on out there to see what's going on, you know better. Pilots know better. You don't fly through that. So you don't go in there. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. You can come across at 18,001 feet and take a look if you want to. Go do that. Let us know. You can call in and tell us what's going on if you happen to be out there. Now, that flight restriction's still out there. Everything else is clear. El Paso, everything going back towards the east. There is no flight restriction. A little tiny one on the border down there. That's it. It's wide open. Go fly where you want. Most of the ones, if you kind of take a look at the flight restrictions in the United States, they're mostly just little places around the border. For whatever reason, they don't want you flying over there. They don't want to mistake you. And there may be drone operations, and a lot of times it'll tell you some of that stuff, but not always. Those military, they don't want people crossing. They don't want drones crossing. They just put a net over the top. Okay. So we cleared that up. Now, here we go. The Daily Mail, they released an article. Let's see. I don't know when. They updated it this afternoon. The Trump administration announced it had taken down. This is what made me laugh because it's all about nothing. They had taken down a Mexican cartel drone flying into U.S. airspace only to confirm hours later it was nothing more than a party balloon. That's it. That's what got everybody wound up. The party balloon. Chaos began when the anti-drone technology was deployed near the southern border to target what officials initially believed were foreign drones. Turns out it was just balloons. Source object later identified as a party balloon. At least one was shot down. They shot the balloon down. Don't worry. We got it. It's all okay. It forced the FAA to initially shut down the El Paso airspace because if they're shooting at stuff, you probably want them to shut the airspace down. Probably a good idea. spans 2 border states for 10 days, and this is typical. I mean, anybody that knows how the FAA does things, they pick up the phone. We're fixing to put a drone up, shoot some stuff up, boom. FAA will drop a flight restriction. Boom, it's done. Get out of there. And then they lift it. No big deal. Tuesday night, FAA Administrator Bedford moved to close the airspace without alerting the White House. Yeah, he's going to wait for permission when the military says we're fixing to activate a defense feature that we have. We're going to throw that up there. Hours later, they lifted it. There was no ongoing threat from the balloons to commercial air travel. No problem there. You know, they weren't going to have a balloon strike or anything like that. The White House saying Mexico cartels, yes, because that's what they were told. I mean, the president's not down there. That's the information he got. We scrambled a drone or scrambled whatever to go shoot down what looked like a drone on radar, and being from the radar world in the military, aluminum foil has a pretty big cross section. You take a piece of aluminum out there, especially if it's a party balloon, mylar or aluminum, it's going to return a lot of radar signature. So it probably looked considerably bigger, and they took appropriate action to go see what was setting the radar off. You have a big radar cross-section drifting over moving like a drone. I mean, it's moving pretty slow, able to hover. They took action to disable it. Who cares? Get over it. News and weather's next, and we'll be back. 806-680-2790. Send us a message. See you in a minute.
The Chad Hasty Show, weekdays 5 to 7 p.m. Sound off during the show by sending Chad a text at 806-680-2790.
Pedal to the metal. Greased lightning. Burn rubber. Make tracks. Full gas. Whatever you call it, it's speeding. And a heavy foot can cost you a heavy fine. Or more. Speeding is a factor in more than 150,000 crashes every year in Texas. Many of them fatal. Slow down, be safe, drive smart, and take it easy. A message from the Texas Department of Transportation.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
TSN headlines. Turns out laser testing was the reason the FAA closed the airspace overnight to El Paso International Airport. Sources say the closure stemmed from the Pentagon's plan to test a laser for use in shooting down drones used by Mexican drug cartels, despite having a meeting later this month to discuss the lasers and how to proceed. And this infuriated local El Paso officials who say they were not given any notice. 2 little girls, ages 2 and 3, have died after drowning in a pool at their family's home in Katy. The girls lived there with their mother and grandparents. The grandmother had returned home from grocery shopping and found the children in the pool. News 4 USA reports a 16-year-old Stevens High Jr. died this morning after passing out during athletic practice Tuesday. This is in San Antonio. The student was accompanied by his coach to the hospital where the student passed away. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is suing Snapchat. He claims it's harmful to Texas children. With your Texas News headlines, I'm Barbara Schwartz.
Digging without contacting Texas 811 first could cost more than you think. Texas 811 is a free service that helps you avoid damaging underground utilities like electric or gas lines. Every year, accidents happen because someone didn't take a moment to contact 811. Whether installing a fence or working on a construction site, contacting Texas 811 is the law. It's quick, free, and keeps you safe. Visit Texas811.org today for more information. Safe digging starts with one simple step. Make it today.
Looking for the right machine machine to get the job done? ASCO and Case Construction is backed by decades of experience and a full lineup of equipment, from light to heavy. Like now, our compact track loaders and excavators are moving fast. And with ASCO, you get the support and expertise to keep your operation running. Don't settle for less. Get the machines that get the work done. Visit your local ASCO dealership today or visit ASCOEQ.com and see the full equipment lineup for yourself. ASCO and Case Construction. Built to work, built to last.
What's up, Wings? Weather forecast. The temperatures on this Wednesday reaching into the middle upper 60s as clouds are increasing too, as temperatures will drop overnight tonight into the middle 40s. On Thursday, some sunshine and 78 degrees for an afternoon high. Again, that's going to be a very nice day. And Friday, though, brings the rain chance. Weather brought to you by Sonic and the Sonic All-American Smasher. I'm meteorologist Ron Robertson, Lubbock's official weather station News Talk KFYO.
Financial news on KFYO.
I'm Dan Loney with Your Money Now. Wall Street stocks in the red throughout the session. The Dow Industrial Average down 66 points at 50,121. NASDAQ was off by 36 and the S&P 500 off a fraction of a point. Meta has announced plans to build a 1 gigawatt data center in Indiana. The over $10 billion center will be located in the town of Lebanon, a suburb of Indianapolis. It represents one of the company's largest infrastructure projects to date, handling both Meta's AI workloads and its core products. A new report from Trade Partnership Worldwide shows that states here in the U.S. have paid a total of $199 billion due to tariffs, and of that overall total, $134 has been paid by states where there are important midterm elections in 2026. That tariff total takes into the period March through November of 2025. Again, Wall Street stocks lower across the board with the Dow Industrial Average at 50,121. That's Your Money Now.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Local events, newsmakers, and information. It's Sunrise LBK on KFYO.
Coming up on Sunrise LBK on Thursday, Buffalo Grass Music Festival right around the corner. And also Jerry Reynolds, 7:35 Test Drive of the Week, Lubbock Lions Club in the house with the Pancake Festival on Valentine's Day. And we've got your ticket to see Simon and Garfunkel's story. Get your tickets online at buddyhollyhall.org. It's all coming up on Sunrise LBK in the morning. The news and talk of West Texas. News Talk 95.1 and 790 KFYO.
It's the Chad Hasty Show.
Welcome back to the Chad Hasty Show. 806-680-2790. Like to send us a message. Hollywood weighs in, says drones strike the cartels. Been saying that for years. Hollywood's ready to go on the offensive over this balloon. Man, how dare you launch some killer balloons at us, cartels. I'm done with this. Just accept this Daily Mail story throws a couple of other things out there that are said that I don't agree with. When it talks about the order that the FAA upped, that the flight restriction, it tells you it went up 11:30 Tuesday night, last night, covered 10-mile wide area, 5 miles southwest of the Texas city of El Paso from the ground surface to 18,000 feet. Now, I'm about to get the hiccups. That's never good. That's why you're hearing pauses. Honest with you. But get the hiccups. Don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. It interrupted me. I was bidding stuff on eBay on the break. You know, it's never good. Thank goodness we came back from commercial. I might wind up doing it. And I've just told my wife I'm bidding on stuff. Oh, he's out there bidding on stuff on eBay instead of being on the air. Anyway, it's a big squirrel day today. Okay. So, let's see. Airport describes itself, blah, 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 blah. Pilots who fail to follow the restrictions were threatened. It doesn't say pilots who failed to follow the restrictions. They were threatened with questioning or detained by law enforcement and security personnel. Well, okay. Number one, when that temporary flight restriction goes up, there is some grace to pilots when it goes up when they're in the middle of the airspace. Oh, we just secured the airspace. Okay. Also, when you're within that airspace, that area of that TFR, they know who you are and what you are. We have new laws that require transponders in the planes that have a particular identifier. They know exactly who you are. You don't fly into airplane airspace without an identifier anymore, or you are going to get in trouble. You might get, especially one that's temporarily locked down for a potential military action, you're going to get some fighters off your wings. It's going to happen. I seriously doubt anybody was threatened with questioning or detained. It was probably, hey, aircraft, we need to turn you around. We know who you are. Let's talk to you. Yep, get out of here. We're going to give you a vector, spin around. Let's get you out of here because we have a flight restriction that's gone up. That's not normal. It's not that bad if you comply. It's you bust a TFR. Yeah, you can get in trouble for it. Yes, you can get some suspension, some fines. There's things that can happen, but those are ones that generally are up for a while. They throw it up and 10 minutes later you bust it. Oh my goodness, you probably didn't know about it if you're in the air. You didn't brief for it. So that's a silly statement. The last time U.S. airspace was shut down for national security was after 9/11. That's just simply bogus. To define it national security. Okay. Anytime, let me finish this before I comment. This irritates me. FAA temporarily closed the airspace over New Orleans, following Hurricane Katrina, but that was due to storm damage. Unlike previous restrictions, El Paso closure blocked flights all over the city, including police and medical helicopters. How dare they? It's a move rarely, if ever, seen in modern U.S. aviation. Absolutely false. Temporary flight restrictions pop up all the time. They shut airports down if the president's going to fly in. They shut the airspace down. They shut the airspace down over Mar-a-Lago when he's coming in. They shut down. I know someone that was in the airspace over George Bush's ranch one time, and when he's there, at the time always a flight restriction, a narrow one, and he happened to be in the airspace when they expanded it because he was going to fly in or he was there. And no problem. Hey, you probably didn't know. Let's turn you around and get you out of that airspace as quick as possible before you get an F-16 visit. I mean, this happens all the time. Oh, well, it's the first time they did it for national security. I'm not sure that's true. The FAA locks down airspace all the time. It's on one of the things you do when you're prepping for a cross-country flight or you're going A to B. You look, are there any notices out there? Are there any flight restrictions I need to navigate around? You know all that stuff. It's so silly. It's a move rarely, if ever, seen in modern U.S. aviation. I mean, who's writing this? Somebody doesn't know anything about it. Spokesperson for the El Paso airport said is the FAA on short notice has halted our flights. Anyway, my goodness, the things that we get wound up about, it just drives me absolutely crazy. Okay, let's see what else we got. The Nancy Guthrie stuff is very interesting, and I don't want to make jokes about it, but we had the breaking news about an hour ago. A black glove was found along the road near Nancy Guthrie's home. I'm like, I've seen this story. I've seen this movie before. If the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit. Who remembers that? O.J.'s dead. He didn't do it. He did not kidnap Nancy Guthrie, I promise. I saw it. I'm sorry. It's not funny, but it kind of is. When I saw it, it's the black glove recovered. They're combing the area. I think they're getting closer to figuring it out. I think they're starting to figure out what's a hoax and what's not. They're searching areas around the home now, and they're just now doing that. I mean, it seems like they would have found all this stuff before. they had to wait until they got some camera footage to decide maybe we should start looking around, and they've just now found this glove, and I don't know. The whole thing is just weird. The big deal last night about how they had made an arrest. No, they had not made an arrest. They detained someone and questioned him and released him in this case. Let's see, it was Carlos Palazuelo, questioned by authorities yesterday, released, not identified, was not identified solely based on the doorbell. They person of interest, so they're working this case. But man, when I saw that glove thing come up, oh, that was hilarious. Let's see. Men carrying, everybody's watching this thing. There's 2 men seen at the home on this afternoon. They had cameras rolling as one of the men carrying a bag, other wearing gloves, took mail from the mailbox. Don't know who they were. Maybe it's a ransom payout. I don't know, but they're not gonna broadcast all that stuff. It's none of your business until it's done. People are so interesting nowadays. They want in the middle of everybody's lives in detail. Now, granted, this thing has been made so public. It's been on the media so much that, people want to know. They want to be in the home, cameras on, rolling, hearing everything, every phone call. TMZ's gotten in this. There's letters to TMZ notes saying that, ransom notes. That everybody's somehow got a stake in this thing, trying to scoop it. And the sad thing is, the horrible thing is this poor woman, we don't know, it's like Schrodinger's cat. We don't know if she's dead or alive right now. No idea. No closure there. So I hope she's found. Hope she's returned home. But some of this stuff is getting really interesting. We're getting more briefs about them. We know more about what's going on at Nancy Guthrie than we know about anything else. And oh my goodness, I was about to send out a search team. Eric from Hell Center has popped in. The pool boy candlestick with the rubber glove in the library winning. Nick, Eric has returned to the fold. Eric, I actually have your home address and was going to drive up to Hell Center and do a buddy check on you because we hadn't heard from you in so long. I'm glad you're okay. Who won the squares? Who won the bets we were taking on whether he was dead or alive or the causes? We had a whole angle going here, Eric. Glad to hear from you. The pool boy candle with the rubber glove. I don't know. I'm having OJ flashbacks. I was in California, stationed at 32nd Street Naval Station during the whole OJ thing, and I don't remember why I was home. I remember we started watching it while I was on the ship, and I'd gotten home and we watched the whole slow motion chase and all that. And I remember it in vivid detail. All right, let's take a break. Quick break, and we'll be back to wrap up the hour on the Chad Hasty Show. 806-680-2790. Stick around.
The Titan of Texas Talk Radio. The Chad Hasty Show.
Talking with newsmakers and about the issues that matter to you. The Chad Hasty Show, weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Chad's show is also digital with the Chad Hasty Show podcast. The Chad Hasty Show podcast can be downloaded on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, and the Radio On Demand page on KFYO.com. The Chad Hasty Show, all across Texas during your drive home, weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m.
Out here in the middle of all these acres, it can feel like you're the only person on earth. And sometimes that's how it feels when you're going through tough times. Trouble sleeping, your mind racing. So what do? We get help. There are people in our community who are here for us. Sometimes just talking to someone can make all the difference in the world. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Bill Cunningham here, the Great American, every Sunday night with guest commentaries, phone calls, and more. We expose political obfuscation, ridiculous immigration policies, and absurd government spending that causes more problems than it solves. The Great American Experiment continues as we fight like warrior poets for the soul of this great country of ours. Be part of this action every Sunday night with the Great American, Bill Cunningham.
Bill Cunningham, Sunday nights at 9 on News Talk KFYO.
From the heart of the hub city to the wide open skies of West Texas, KFYO keeps you connected to the stories, the voices, and the conversations that matter most. This is the news and talk of West Texas. News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO.
Don't miss Verdict with Ted Cruz every Sunday at 11, right before Reason, Religion, Reality on KFYO.
News Talk 95.1 and 790 KFYO, KFYO, and K236CP Lubbock, and on the KFYO app.
It's 6 o'clock in Texas.
Thousands of tips and a possible new clue. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. On day 11 of the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, the FBI may have a new lead.
Investigators discovered a black glove just off the road. It appears to be similar to the gloves worn by the person seen on doorbell camera video at Nancy Guthrie's home in the early hours of the morning of Sunday, February 1st, right around the time the 84-year-old disappeared. Since the release of those videos by the FBI yesterday, thousands of tips have been flooding in, 4,000 calls to the Sheriff's Department alone.
Fox's Jonathan Hunt in Tucson. One of those tips led to a man from Rio Rancho being detained last night, maybe Rio Rico, but he was released. By a vote of 219 to 211, the House has voted to overturn President Trump's tariffs on Canada. The resolution seeks to end the national emergency. The president declared to impose the tariffs, but actually undoing the policy would require action from the president himself. The resolution next goes to the Senate. Heads of agencies that fall under the Department of Homeland Security went before lawmakers as the deadline for another partial government shutdown approaches.
It was the heads of TSA, of FEMA, of Secret Service, of the Coast Guard, and of CISA. They were all testifying before the House Appropriations Committee all about the impacts of a potential DHS shutdown. Now, Admiral Thomas Allen of the U.S. Coast Guard testified that a DHS shutdown would force the Coast Guard to suspend all operations except for those having to do with national security or protection of life, and would also cripple morale for 56,000 Coast Guard personnel.
Fox's Bill Malugin at the Capitol. Democrats are calling for reforms to ICE as part of the funding package. America is listening to Fox News.
Local events, newsmakers, and information. It's Sunrise LBK on KFYO.
Coming up on Sunrise LBK on Thursday, Buffalo Grass Music Festival right around the corner. And also Jerry Reynolds, 7:35 Test Drive of the Week, Lubbock Lions Club in the house with the Pancake Festival on Valentine's Day. And we've got your ticket to see Simon & Garfunkel's story. Get your tickets online at buddyhollyhall.org. It's all coming up on Sunrise LBK in the morning.
South Plains weather forecast. The temperatures on this Wednesday reaching into the middle upper 60s as clouds are increasing too, as temperatures will drop overnight tonight into the middle 40s. On Thursday, some sunshine and 78 degrees for an afternoon high. Again, that's going to be a very nice day. And Friday, though, brings the rain chance. Weather brought to you by Sonic and the Sonic All-American Smasher. I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts on Lubbock's official weather station News Talk KFYO.
Broadcasting from the great state of Texas, news and views with a Lone Star perspective. You can sound off during the show by sending Chad a text at 806-680-2790. That's 806-680-2790. Or call in at 1-800-687-0790. Now, here's Chad Hasty.
Wait a minute. Chad Hasty's out. It's Steve Evans.
A Monday warrior, mean stride. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride.
Hey, welcome back to hour 2 of the Chad Hasty Show. Steve Evans hanging out with you. 806-680-2790. We had a drive-by looking for Jason Corley's information. If you're looking for him, you can go to jasoncorleyfortexas.com. There's contact information. Reach out. I talked to him. I talked to all the candidates on occasion. Well, at least the ones up here in Lubbock. I don't know the ones in Abilene very well, but feel free to reach out if you'd like to visit. But I talked to all of them here intermittently. I was talking to Jason Corley, and he called because he had texted me about something. I didn't reply. Was having some problems with text messages. Wasn't getting them. It was like, oh my goodness, I'm right in the middle of a campaign and I'm not getting text messages and they're not going out. So, any of you that have his phone number, he's pretty good about putting it out over the air. I don't know that he's getting text right now, but JasonCorleyForTexas.com. You can go there. You can send a message. I'm pretty sure you can send a message through that website and he'll get it. It's got a Facebook page for those that were reaching out looking for that information. So I spent trying to decide what to do here, but I just lightly touched on some of the Sharia law issues yesterday, and we had Linda did a drive-by and was talking about mosques that were opening and things like that. So as promised, and it's a lot, and it is just a shotgun vomiting of data type of collection. I opened up the folder that I was keeping on this, where I prepped for a rainy day. A rainy day must be here now because we're going to talk about it. But I went in and updated it today and combed through quite a few things. And there's actually information that's new since I kind of delved into this. So I think, and some of it's overlapping. And so I'm going to give you a shotgun approach on the Muslim Brotherhood and the Council on American Islamic Relations, and some of the stuff I found back then, and it's been updated and some of it, like there's some press releases from the Council on American Islamic Relations out today. Some stupid reports that they're doing. But anyway, so let me see if I don't know that I have everything in a timeline like it should be. But first, yesterday, the Texas Public Policy Foundation did a presentation on the Muslim Brotherhood, the CAIR, and their networks working to influence Western civilization and destabilize Texas. You can go to TexasPolicy.com and you can find it. It's under multimedia. I think it's about an hour program. Mandy Drogan, the campaign director, Next Generation Texas and Texas Public Policy Foundation, is a speaker. Almond Blair, senior fellow, Secure and Sovereign Nation, Texas Public Policy Foundation. The Honorable Cole Hefner, state representative out of Texas 5, and the chairman of the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs, is a speaker. Representative Joanne Schaffner out of Texas 11, and the director of Islamist Watch and the Middle East Forum, Sam Westrup, all speakers. I didn't get through all of it today. It just took too long, and we had to get a show put together. But what I did here was pretty interesting and kind of scary. So the summary is: adversaries of Texas and America shouldn't wield power within the United States, power that is used against us. And I can liken some of it to taxpayer-funded lobbying. They're using the laws and money and things against us, our own system against us. And yet groups with foreign terrorist designation have spread influence throughout our political process, public institutions, and education systems. How deep does the infiltration go? The question they ask. How many of our institutions are under the influence of people with a hostile attitude towards our state and country? You can join Texas Public Policy Foundation. They're going to unpack those questions and answers. I don't have them all, and I didn't listen to the end, so I'm not going to presume to know all the information they have, but they'll have answers about how groups like the Muslim Brotherhood and the CAIR have been wielding soft power to shape public opinion, redirect public policy, weaken core American Western values. Legislative leaders, along with international expert on Islamist extremism, Sam Westrup, the director of the Middle East Forum's Counter-Extremist Project, and has headed Islamist Watch since March 2017. Before that, he ran Stand for Peace, a London-based counter-extremist organization. The nation's foremost expert on radical network of Islamist radicals expanding across Texas, seeking to infiltrate our education system, higher education, and government to weaponize and export Western values of free speech, capitalism, and our generous safety nets to advance their ultimate goal of instilling the caliphate in Texas and implementing Sharia law. I absolutely encourage you to go out and take a look at this. It's an hour. I got through 25 minutes, and what I heard was shocking and very, very good information. So I'll throw that out there, because in my prep today, when I was pulling all these articles and refreshing them, I came across this, and I didn't know about it, but it went out. It was yesterday afternoon, yesterday at lunch is when this came out. So it's fresh content. We look at February 5th, Attorney General, and I can't remember if I covered this or not. If I did yesterday, I'm sorry. You're going to hear it again. The Texas Attorney General filed a lawsuit against the Muslim Brotherhood and the Council on American Islamic Relations. I want to call them CAR, whatever. I don't know how they pronounce it. CAR. And their Austin and Houston and DFW chapters, yes, they're spreading across Texas, to ban terrorist organizations from operating in Texas, stop violent ideologies. I mean, the governor has declared some of these organizations as terrorist organizations. Stop the ideology from spreading across the state. The Muslim Brotherhood is a radical terrorist organization that exists to usurp government power and establish dominion through Sharia law. They're trying to establish Sharia courts and their own Sharia law and just say, well, this is our area, this is our neighborhood, and Sharia law is going to apply here. It's not constitutional. It's not, but it's a slow progression. And this is one of those things, folks, if we turned a blind eye to it and we let it get a foothold, it has, I don't even want to think about it. It can become the law of the land in that area. That's the plan. For 3 decades, it's covertly operated in the United States under the name Council on American Islamic Relations. And I've got a report that I'll share with you some pieces of it in a little bit that goes after all of our public universities. Its American chapter, these terrorist ties are unquestionable. For example, the organization's Texas founding board member was convicted in 2008 of funneling $12.4 million to Hamas through the Holy Land Foundation. The CAR was named an unindicted co-conspirator, indicated co-conspirator in that case. As the lawsuit notes, they are undeniably the American face of an international terrorist organization. The Muslim Brotherhood and its American chapter, CAR, are in violation of a number of state laws, including Texas' ban on any entity engaging in terrorism, Texas' prohibition of transnational criminal organizations owning property, and public nuisance statutes barring racial groups from engaging in gang activities. Sharia law and the jihadists who follow Sharia law have no business being in Texas, said Attorney General Ken Paxton, in full support of Governor Abbott's lawful declaration that the CAR and the Muslim Brotherhood are foreign terrorist organizations. It's imperative that they are stopped from operating in Texas. Radical Islamic terrorists are antithetical to law and order, endanger the people of Texas, and are an existential threat to our own values. Attorney General Paxton's lawsuit seeks to end operations of the Muslim Brotherhood and its American chapter in Texas, including prohibiting the organizations and their affiliates from owning property in the state or soliciting or recruiting members. Go to TexasAttorneyGeneral.gov. You can find the lawsuit. Interesting read. Now, I started looking at things that the CAIR were doing, and one of the things they're doing is they're going out and declaring hostile campuses that are not friendly to what their version of American Islamic relations is what we're calling it. And it's really probably they're not friendly to attempts to radicalize people into their organization. And they published a report. I'm going to bring some pieces of that to you here. I'll probably do it right after the break. There's also I've got some statements from University of Texas and a little bit of information there. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and take the break now. And then we'll pick this back up on the backside of the break. 806-680-2790. Back in a moment.
The Chad Hasty Show can be heard all over West Texas. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Tune into News Talk 95.1 and 790 KFYO in Lubbock. News Talk 940 in Amarillo. News Talk 94.7 and 1470 KYYW in Abilene. And in Wichita Falls on News Talk 96.3 and 1290. The Chad Hasty Show. Make it a part of your drive home. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m.
Nick, this is your phone here in the passenger seat. Look at me.
No, I'm driving.
You got a text. It says, "Yo, dude, your friends are fascinating. Let's text them back."
It can wait.
Sports app. Oh, you gotta see this play.
Later.
Hey, you got invited to a party. We need a RSVP now.
Phone, silence yourself.
Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Talk, text, crash. A message from TxDOT.
TSN headlines. Flights in and out of El Paso back on schedule, but there's fallout. Several sources say the closure was due to the Pentagon's plan to test a laser for use in shooting down drones used by Mexican drug cartels. This infuriated El Paso officials who say they were not given notice. The mayor says you cannot shut down an airport as big as El Paso without coordination. 2 little girls, ages 2 and 3, die after drowning in a pool in their family home in Katy. They lived there with their mother and their grandparents. The grandmother apparently had returned home from grocery shopping and found the girls in the pool. Out of San Antonio, News 4 USA reports a 16-year-old Stevens High School junior died this morning. He passed out during athletic practice yesterday. The student accompanied by his coach to the hospital where he died. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is suing Snapchat for failing to adequately warn parents and consumers about the inappropriate material on its platform. With your Texas News headlines, I'm Barbara.
Former lobbyist Sid Miller is flying high, and Texans are paying the price. As Agriculture Commissioner, Sid Miller spends our money traveling the globe with 48 taxpayer-funded overseas trips planned this year alone. And while Sid Miller travels the world on our dime, foreign adversaries like China and the Muslim Brotherhood are buying up Texas farmland from right under our feet. It's why Governor Abbott called Miller an utter failure. But thankfully, we have a choice. Abbott endorsed Nate Sheets as running for Ag Commissioner to put farmers first. Nate Sheets is a proud veteran and Christian who built America's #1 honey company from a single beehive in his backyard. As Ag Commissioner, Nate will fight to improve the bottom line for farmers and ranchers and help Trump stop foreign enemies from buying up our land. Governor Abbott, Texas Farm Bureau, and the Texas Cattle Raisers stand with Nate Sheets. Vote conservative Republican Nate Sheets for Ag Commissioner.
I'm Nate Sheets, and I approve this message. Political ad paid for by Nate Sheets Campaign.
Top links weather forecast is temperatures on this Wednesday reaching into the middle upper 60s as clouds are increasing too, as temperatures will drop overnight tonight into the middle 40s. On Thursday, some sunshine and 78 degrees for an afternoon high. Again, that's going to be a very nice day. And Friday, though, brings the rain chance. Weather brought to you by Sonic and the Sonic All-American Smasher. I'm meteorologist Ron Arbitson, Lubbock's official weather station News Talk KFYO.
Has anybody told you about Coast to Coast AM tonight?
Coast to Coast is one of those programs that deals with strange mysteries. We'll look at Bigfoot. We'll look at UFOs. We'll look at real science. And we'll also look at conspiracies and what it all means to you, the listeners of Coast to Coast AM.
It's the best in overnight talk radio. Coast to Coast AM.
Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. Tonight at midnight on KFYO.
Fox on Tech.
The Center for Democracy and Technology surveyed roughly 1,000 high schoolers, teachers, and parents nationally about AI usage in the classroom. 1 in 5 high school students reported that they or someone they know has had a romantic relationship with artificial intelligence. Even if students are not using it for romantic purposes, 42% say they turn to the technology for companionship, mental health advice, or a way to escape reality. So why are we seeing these shocking statistics? Many AI programs are designed to be addicting, to validate feelings, and be non-judgmental. Alexandra Reeve Givens, president and CEO for the Center for Democracy and Technology, weighs in.
We see some platforms that actually are designed to encourage that engagement. So as you try to sign off, they will say things like, don't go or don't hang up on me yet.
With Fox on Tech, I'm Dana Marie McNichol, Fox News.
The news and talk of West Texas. News Talk 95.1 and 790 KFYO.
Don't forget about Chad. Find Chad on social media at Chad Hasty Radio on X and Instagram. It's the Chad Hasty Show.
Welcome back to the Chad Hasty Show, 806-682-790. If you'd like to send a message, 791 says, Stanford University in California. Oh, yes. That's who that was. Don't worry. There's a ton of universities on this list. Before I get back to that, let's give away a 4-pack of tickets, 1-800-687-0790, a 4-pack of tickets to the Lubbock Lions Club Pancake Breakfast on, well, it's not just breakfast, it's pancakes all day, the Pancake Festival, 1-800-687-0790. We'll take like caller 6, and that those of you that are a little further out there in the listening area that goes through all of our process of getting the show out to you. I'm a little bit delayed. Once it gets through all that, that'll give you a chance. Caller number 6, 1-800-687-0790. We'll give away 2 tickets. We'll give a pair of tickets away, and that'll give us a 4-pack for tomorrow. We'll hold a 4-pack, 2 tickets to the Pancake Festival. We're going to give those away, and then tomorrow I'll have the final 4-pack of tickets to give away from you. 1-800-687-0790 for a pair of pancake tickets. Caller number 6. All right. So it'd take me forever to read this list. There's tons of universities on the CAIR hit list, the hostile list. And California State, Emory University, I'm just scrolling down here, Indiana, Johns Hopkins, New York University, Northern Arizona, Cornell, Columbia, Colorado State. I mean, it's all over the place. University of Alabama, of California, of Chicago, of Georgia, of Kentucky, of Massachusetts, of Minnesota, Michigan, Missouri, Nebraska, Oregon, Pittsburgh, UT Austin. I'm going to bring that one to you in a second. Chicago, Central Florida, several California, Berkeley, Irvine, Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco, all on the hit list. Tulane, Stanford, School of Art Institute in Chicago, they're all on this hit list. UT Dallas, University of Washington, Wisconsin. I told you I wasn't going to read them all, but I'm trying to read them faster. Yale. So I jumped down to UT Austin. I was looking at home, and I've got UT Dallas too. So here's some of the policy indicators that they judge you on. Islamophobia and anti-Muslim bias are not specified in discrimination policy. Now we leave out what else is or isn't. Is it everything else is and just that is excluded, or we didn't go into a massive let's name every pink-haired, purple-tailed fairy whatever throw some more adjective at it type of group are not in the discrimination policy. We leave that part out, but Islamophobia and anti-Muslim bias are not specified in the policy. So that lost UT Austin 10 points, 10-point deduction. No adoption of IHRA definition or similar definitions to target activists, so no point deduction there. Biased statements or actions. So I'm like, what is that? Well, if you're curious, they have links. It contains links to their reports. Pretty thorough report. At least they give you all their information. So I flip out to that report, and it is the Daily Texan, the university paper, and it was talking about statements made by President Jay Hartzell, releasing a statement on October 13th, where he stated that the university had zero tolerance for violence, vandalism, or any activities that threaten other people or the safety of our campus. And then he he continued to affirm increased protection for Jewish organizations on campus, but made no specific mention of Palestine or Muslim students. Only a day previously, 3 men disrupted an educational event, blah, 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 blah. We'll read you the whole thing, but so it's out there. And so for those statements and actions, 5-point deduction. major policy changes excluding input from students and faculty. Well, I went to look at that, and so you go to university catalogs and institutional rules on student service and activity, speech expression. I'm not going to delve through all of the bylaws and the rules and regulations of the university, but that was one of the markers that they picked. 5 points for that. So 10 points in that column. So total institutional policy points. They lost 20 points on institutional policies. Student experience and campus climate indicators listed on Islamophobia tracker. I didn't know what this was, so hey, go look. There's a link there. There is a Muslim campus life Islamophobia tracker that I didn't delve through it, but it's incidents reported and across different universities, and so there's a tracker. And if you're on it, so you're listed on the tracker, so that means by somebody's definition, some incident of Islamophobia happened, so that's 5 points away from you. Petitions or letters posted online alleging discrimination. So the very mention of somebody getting their rear end in a tiz, getting their feelings hurt, and they post a letter online and say, I was discriminated against, even though they've probably come up with their own definition of discrimination, or written a petition, so that dings the university, so 5 points there. Nothing about whether the university had an opportunity to correct a wrongdoing. If there truly was a wrongdoing, nothing about whether the university had an opportunity to address it. No, simply a petition or a letter posted online gives you a ding of 5 points in their book. A FIRE 2025 speech rating. Well, again, I don't know what this is, so I go look at that. The college free speech rankings. UT Austin had an overall score of 56 out of 100 and an overall rank of 167 out of 257, so they get an F. 3 speech controversies. Okay, great. Again, did they have an opportunity to correct whatever that was? We don't know. And now it's forced me to lose my place. I got to go back and reload this whole report because it didn't open up right. Okay, let me get back where I was at. Media documentation. So they lost 3 points for that. Media documentation of Islamophobia, anti-Palestine bias. So there's documentation out there, and we go look at that, and it is a NBC News article where Muslim students feel abandoned by University of Texas after Israelis disrupt a Palestinian event. Oh no, we don't talk about the events that the Muslim students might have gone, and none of that. We talk about that. We're not going to talk about what the university did. This corrected, was it? No, we don't talk about that. Just, oh my goodness, this happened. And so we're upset about that. And, so that's 5 points. Verifiable social media posts. Oh no. So it's, there's some social media posts. And so we go to, we click out and there's one Instagram post, a statement of harassment on a particular incident on October 12th of 23. Now, we're the second year into this report, but we're going to use something from October of 23, possibly a student who doesn't even go to school there anymore. I don't know. I'm not going to take the time to figure it out, but that's it. And so that's going to drive our report to 5 points. So 23 points deducted from UT Austin on their total student experience and campus climate points. So we're already at 43 points, and we still got 2 columns left to go in this report. So we'll take a quick break. We'll take the final break. Go back to wrap up this discussion and the evening. When we come back, this is the Chad Hasty Show. Quick break, 806-680-2790. Congratulations to someone who got pancake tickets. Pancake tickets are gone. We'll have a 4-pack tomorrow on the Chad Hasty Show. I'm going to wait till the last minute to give them away to make you listen to the whole show to get pancake tickets. Back in a moment.
With you, no matter what you do, I will always be
the Titan of Texas Talk Radio. The Chad Hasty Show.
Talking with newsmakers and about the issues that matter to you. The Chad Hasty Show, weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Chad's show is also digital with the Chad Hasty Show podcast. The Chad Hasty Show podcast can be downloaded on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, and the Radio On Demand page on KFYO.com. The Chad Hasty Show, all across Texas during your drive home, weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Tune in to Shooter on the Law with Lubbock lawyer Cole Shooter every Saturday morning from 10 to 11 on KFYO. Have questions about future estate planning that benefits the entire family? How about the ongoing struggle with scammers dealing with cryptocurrency? Find the answers to all your legal questions from a licensed attorney in the state of Texas with Cole Shooter and Shooter on the Law. Saturday mornings at 10 on News Talk 95.1 and 790 KFYO. Add the KFYO text line to your contacts and voice your opinion during our local shows. 806-680-2790. That's 806-680-2790. News Talk 95.1 and 790 and on the KFYO app.